Hey buddy, it's Weade here. I know I've been away for a while and I apologize for that. But I was going through some personal issues I had to take care of and deal with. But everything is good now, I'm at the normal, so I'm back on track and I'm back with a new video. Okay, today's video is gonna be a little more on the personal side. See, I've done videos where I told you that what I've done, how I got started as a graphic designer and my life as an artist. But today we're gonna do a little more personal. Today I'm gonna do a little personal video and I'm gonna tell you more about my personal side of my life, the other side of Weade. The side that I really don't show on camera, the side that I don't talk about on camera because it's personal. But I realized maybe it's time now to talk about it and let you know a little more about me instead of just that I do design, I'm an artist, and I live in New York City. So today we'll get a little more personal, so let's get started. I was born in Liberia, Monrovia, West Africa. The country is Liberia. The city is Monrovia. I was 2 when I came to the United States. My father was Liberian. My mom was American, but my father was Liberian. My family was a bit well known, or well, my father was. He was more a political person, more of a person in religious sector, Christian sector, sorry, of Liberia, and he's more in politics and education. My father started a school in Liberia that my mom and him ran, and he started a church in Liberia as well, which is still somewhat running now. That's a whole nother long story. I came here when I was 2 years old because living in Liberia is not very good. Let's see, the economy's not is okay, but living was not healthy to live there. But during the time I was there, I was born in the 80s, so during Liberia in the 80s and 90s, the war was going on, the civil war was going on, which was really bad. So living there was not safe. My mom and my sister and I had to move to the United States so we have a better life and not be in a war-torn country. But fortunately, my father passed away when I was younger, maybe 6 or 7. He was killed during the war, so I really didn't have a connection with him at all. And it's weird because I still consider him my father, but I don't know him. I never have, but I still consider him my dad. It's weird for me to talk about that, but I don't know how to say it, but yeah, but he was a very political person. He's done over the years, when I learned more about him, I learned about who he was, I kind of see myself in him more, kind of thing, like all academic-wise and career-wise, he did a lot, and I feel like I'm on the same track as he is going, which makes me proud to be his daughter, but also kind of, I don't know, it's kind of me proud, but he was not the perfect dad, but he was not the perfect dad, but that's, yeah. So I was born in Liberia, came to the United States when I was 2, and been here ever since. I have not been back. I'll have to go back one day, because I did have a house there, but since the war kind of destroyed everything, and kind of destroyed the house as well. But I've learned more and more about my life, how it was there, and what it's like living there, and how big my family was within Liberia. And I didn't know that until I recently discovered that in the past few years. So it's kind of got me closer to my culture as being Liberian, because I feel like I'm so American. I kind of disconnected from my African side, when I should be connected to it, but I'm not really, because I'm so Americanized. My husband tries to get me to be more on African level, make me not to forget my culture, and which is good, but it's hard for me to get connected to it again because I'm so used to being American. I'm so used to being in New York. It's like kind of became who I am. I'm kind of lost the Liberian side, which is not good. I know I need to get back on that, but it's a struggle, but I'm getting there. I have been fortunate to be able to go to private school my entire life. Now, we all know private school can be very expensive, but luckily my mom is very smart and she's very educated, and she was able to get me into good schools, and I was able to go to private school ever since kindergarten up to college. I went to private school. Well, the reason I went to private school, the reason I went to private school, I'll get into more of that later on. Plus, my father, before he died, when I was in kindergarten or first grade, I was kept back in the school a year longer because my parents won't put me in a good school. They won't put me in a new school, and my father was not into public schools at all, especially in America. So I stayed in kindergarten long, which is why I'm usually when I go to school, when I graduated high school, I was the oldest kid graduating high school because of that. But it's okay, it's fine. But it's a good thing because I had to go to private school and I got a good education and met good people, made good friends who I still know this year, know now, my life now. But I was barely go to private school. It was weird because I was only mostly out of all private schools. I went to a mostly Caucasian private schools. So usually I was only the only black girl in the class or in the school. Like so I kind of had to make friends, and I that makes it's kind of why I have a lot of Caucasian friends because I grew up in that area, in that environment of people of Caucasian race. But I do have, I'm not saying I don't have black friends, I do have black friends, but I do have many black friends because I grew up in that area of private school life where the majority of your classmates are Caucasian or white. And it's not bad, but it's kind of, sometimes people didn't see me as black, whatever black is. I was more considered, the white girl who had the black girl that had white friends, or the black girl that sounded black because I don't speak with slang and I don't speak urban. Like I say my TINs, I can say my words, or I clearly say my words, so I sound like a quote unquote white girl, people would say. Well, to me, it's a stereotype, which is crazy to me. But it's it's not a bad thing with the private school. I enjoyed it. It made me see other ways of living, people living, but see the wealthy poor kids. I went to school with a lot of wealthy, spoiled kids. Then I was spoiled with some of them are. But I was lucky. And I think I look at other schools now, other kids who go to school now, I have how much they're suffering, how lucky I was to go to private school, get good education, and get attention I needed to be able to grow and be successful in life. So I'm lucky I did that. But there are times that when I do this is why I go to private school, because sometimes private schools can put you in the mindset of you're so sheltered and everything's so scheduled, like you don't. It's when you real life hits you, you're like, whoa, it's kind of shocking. So I kind of realized that like I had a good side of being in private school and a bad side of it because it made me in this so sheltered environment that like I was in the private school bubble only and nothing else. But I also realized when I got older and realized I had to live life, reality of life, it was like, okay, this is not how real life is in private school world. You have to realize in real life you have to struggle. So some kids in private school don't struggle, so they don't know what real struggle is. But I'm glad I went to private school. I'm glad I was able to attend school since a very young age. So I'm very happy about it. Now, the other reason I attended private school because when I was younger, I discovered that I had learning disability. My learning disability it's not like most people learn, so you see they either had trouble reading or they had trouble writing. Like I can read, no problem. I can write, no problem. My problem is memorization. That it makes sense because me, because of being an artist, I'm a visual learner. I have to look at everything to learn it, to understand it, to remember it. So that way I'm very visual. That's why I think being an artist has helped me a lot when learning stuff academic wise. Because, like, for example, if I read a book, like I'll read a book. If I read one chapter book, I'll remember what I read, but not everything. Like, if you ask me what I read, ask me about the chapter an hour later, I'll totally forget about it. So my learning ability is memorization. I have trouble memorizing things. Some people may not think that as a learning disability. They might think that you just forget stuff. Like, I don't forget stuff. I don't have trouble memorizing things, and I sometimes have trouble understanding things. Like, it takes me a while to get things. Some people may say that as a learning disability, but according to board education, it is. And I've had it since I was very young. So being in school I went to, which was a learning stable school for kids with learning disabilities, it helped me to learn how to memorize stuff and learn stuff and remember stuff so I can go through life and have a normal life as an adult when I got older. I feel my personal feeling about my learning disability is that I feel like it has gone away. So sometimes I think, I feel like when I was younger, I had a very hard time remembering things. I had a very hard time understanding things when I was younger. So I feel like the older I've got, it kind of changed, and it kind of went away. it's not full. Like there are days I know it's there, and there are days I'm like, that was LD. But not always. But I feel like it's less and less, much as it used to be. So some people think it's still learning disabilities still there. Some people think it's not there. I think I still have mine to a very small degree. I'm not sure if that happens. Learning abilities can go away as you get older. I don't know the scientific details of it, but that's how I feel. My husband doesn't think I don't look good at all. He thinks I don't. He thinks nothing wrong with me. But that's my husband. He loves me. But I don't know. That I've been told. I learned since I was younger. So being in private school, I was in private school for kids with learning disabilities. So I had friends who had ADD and ADHD and were Ritalin. Like it is like really, they're good. I still talk to them today. They're good friends. But they went to school with some kids with some sort of learning disabilities, and they were medicated for it. And I had kids who had social problems, who were not very good at making friends. And I had friends who had trouble reading and having math. Like I'm not good at math and numbers at all. I have that's me as well. I have friends who had all different types of learning disabilities. We were all friends. We all got along. We all understood each other, and it was great. I'm friends with them to this day. But for me, I feel like my learning disability has kind of drifted away slowly. But I don't know. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. If you have been watching my videos lately in the past few months, there are some times my videos were like, okay, let's get the point here. I do speak fast. I know I do. I'm very aware of that. But there are some times that I may stutter a little bit and get stuck on my words. So along my learning disability, on top of that, I have a stutter. I have trouble where I get stuck on words. I can't say a syllable, or word gets hard to come out, and speaking fast sometimes makes it worse. But I'm aware of it, and I try to slow myself down by speaking slowly and calmly and saying one word at a time and taking a breath before another sentence and all that kind of stuff. Good stuff. But I don't always do that. When I don't do that, sometimes I stutter. When I was younger, my stutter was extremely visible. Like it took me an hour to say a sentence. You have no idea. It was crazy. And I'm a speech therapist at all school. I had a speech therapist at Columbia University Teachers College. She was English. She was from Britain. Now the thing with her was she had an English accent. So she sounded like, the Queen of England and Kate Middleton. And she was my speech, so she was trying to teach me how to say the alphabet and letters clearly and more slowly. So her A was not my A. So I realized if I had stayed with her longer, I would sound like a British woman right now. I would sound like her. So that didn't work out very well. But I had speech therapy in high school. I had speech therapy when I was like 6. And I went to lots of speech therapists to help me. I had award-winning speech therapists to help me figure out my speech. But somehow some things worked and some things didn't work. But I feel this is another thing about me growing up. I feel like that older I got, my speech kind of slowed down. Because when I was younger, they didn't know where my speech came from. I went to doctors and therapists for it and thought it was medical or that kind of stuff. But another one I had to do it was stress. But I realized the stress does bring it on. Like sometimes when I'm really stressed out, I'm nervous, it comes out more and more. And before I started doing YouTube videos, I was scared to do YouTube videos because I feel like I didn't want to. I feel like I wasn't able to speak at all through them. I feel like I'm gonna stutter through this entire video and it's gonna be crap. So I've kind of avoided doing videos where I was in the camera. But then I started doing this random practice videos to help me get better at speaking and more comfortable from the camera. Because I feel like standing on camera scared me. I was nervous. I was like, I can't do this. I couldn't do it. But I really wanted to do YouTube. I wanted to make videos. So I had to force myself to do it, and I did it. I'm glad I'm here. And look at me now. I'm happy I did it. So sometimes my videos, you may note that I speak fast or stutter a lot or get tight in the throat, but I try to not get too much like that. There are times when my videos, I kind of cut out the stuttering part so you don't really notice it, but sometimes it is there. Sometimes I try to hide it, but it's just to know I do stutter and it happens. And sometimes I take my videos, like takes me a while to film a whole video because I feel like I need to get all my words correctly and sound good and be clear and understandable. So it takes me a while to film a video. It's not like I film a video in 20 minutes. Like, no. But my stutter is there. It's getting better when I got older. When I got my wedding day, my wedding, I was nervous my wedding day, because I was getting married. But when I had vows, we were going to say our vows to each other. So I went first, and I was so scared of going to stutter. I literally had my vows on index cards. So I really said the vows like word by word. I wouldn't stutter because I was nervous. I thought it would be. Same thing when I graduated 8th grade. When I graduated 8th grade, my principal was so nervous because she didn't want me to say her speech. We all had to say each graduation speech, how we grew up and achieved in high school and school since 1st grade. So she called me to her office. Was like, Weade, you have to do this. You don't have to speak. We can find something else to do. Don't worry. And I was like, no, I'm going to speak. Like, I'm not giving up. Like, I'm going to speak. Like, if it takes me 2 hours to get the word, it's coming out, but it's going to get done. And I did it, but they gave me a technique. This is good my school was for me. They made me a grid, like a piece of paper, little boxes, like 4 boxes in a row up and down. And they put my entire speech in the grid. So each box had a word in it. So when I spoke, I had to say word by word by word. And that really, really helped me. And sometimes to this day, I still use it, which is a really good technique to use. Like if you have trouble speaking and you want to get it, and you have to do a speech and you're nervous, you feel like you're gonna stutter or get stuck in your word, or if you do stutter, you have a stutter, make a grid with its 4 boxes, with a grid piece of paper, and put each word in a box. You could have like 10 pieces of paper, but still put each word in a box and follow the grid, wear out the grid, and then each word in a box. It's really good technique. I use it all the time to this day, and I'm thankful that I had a thing that I went to school and learned that because it's so helpful. Now, the last thing what I would say is a big thing. This is a very big part of my life, and this is a very personal part of my life. I don't talk about it a lot. It's a thing that I've dealt with since a very long time now, and it's kind of hard for me to talk about, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. If I cry, just be aware. When I was 16 years old in high school, I was a sophomore in high school. I went to high school in Jersey, Teaneck, New Jersey. I was diagnosed with lupus. Lupus is a autoimmune disease that attacks your body. So for me, lupus affects my kidneys. So let's just say you have the best way to describe it is like a bar fight, like a messed up bar fight. Let's just say like you're a bar with somebody, and you get a fight. Instead of you fighting the bad guy, you're fighting like your best friend who didn't do anything. So for me, my body attacks itself, what lupus does. And lupus is it's common, a lot of people have it. It's mostly known in the African American community and in women. And it can affect different in every body. Some people affect their skin, some people affect the blood, some people affect the joints or the entire body or your hair or whatever. But for me, it affects my kidneys. My kidneys don't work as well as they should be. So since I was diagnosed with lupus since I was age 16, it's been an up and down battle. I've gone to a lot of stuff. I've had a blood clot in my brain. Thank goodness nothing happened to my head, to my brain. But it cleared up. That was a terrible day. I've had skin problems. I've had I do have blood issues because my kidneys and my blood and stuff like that. But I've been a lot of symptoms of kidneys, joint problems, bad blood work, flares. A lupus flare is like when your body, when lupus is active, when you feel terrible, it's like worse than a flu. It's very bad and cold. So I'm kind of immune to infections, and I'm kind of immune to getting sick easily. So I try to stay away from people who are sick and people who have stuff. Like, it's not good. And it's been a struggle. There are times where I wish it never happened. There was times I wish I had never had lupus. If I didn't have it, my life would be so much different. But I'm glad you have it. I know that's bad to say. No one wants the disease, but because I feel like that has happened to me, it kind of made me a stronger person. So it's hard to deal with, but it's a positive and negative thing. But I've gone through it. I've been able to be strong and deal with it. I'm happy about it, because if I was a weak person, I would be a hot mess. But I'm glad that I'm a strong, confident person. I can deal with this stuff. But there are days where I just break down and cry and don't want to deal with it, want to give up, and like I can't do it no more. But I'm lucky to have a good support system. Like my mom's very supportive, my sister is, my husband, my friend. I have lots of friends who know about my lupus and who are very supportive and there for me. And I even started a lupus page on Facebook where you can follow me, my lupus appointments and things I do, and my feeling that day lupus thing. So it's been a struggle for me, but also that lupus affects my kidneys. I want dialysis. Dialysis is a treatment to help your kidneys function. Because my kidney function, I have kidney failure due to the lupus, so my kidneys do not work as well as yours might. But so I go to dialysis 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, which is why I film Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And dialysis, in the beginning, dialysis to me was a breeze. Cause like, oh, I can do this. Go to treatment 3 days a week, sleep 2 hours, 3 hours. Cause I'm on the dialysis treatment machine for like 3 hours, 2 hours, 45 minutes every 3 days a week. So in the beginning, it was like, no, I can do this. This is great, easy. I read a book, watch a movie while I'm sitting there. It's a breeze. But over time, I kind of got tired of it. Because dialysis is very draining. You're sitting there for a long time. Your blood is being moved around machine and cleaned out. The dialysis machine cleans out the toxins in your blood. So afterwards, you feel drained and tired. I didn't want to do anything. So I come home, I'm like exhausted. So it's a good thing because it keeps me healthy and keeps me alive. But also it's draining because I feel like I could be doing more stuff than sleeping all the time. But it keeps me alive, that's the point thing. But sometimes I'm very tired of it and don't want to deal with it. I don't want to go, but I don't go to dialysis. It's not a good thing to miss dialysis. So I try to go as much as I can. Like 3 days a week, I go. And I go on a Saturday, which is like, it's a Saturday, I want to sleep. But I have to do this. But I won't be on dialysis forever. I'm on the NYU Medical Center's transplant list. So I'm waiting for a kidney. So I hope it's coming. Please, I need my kidney. So it's there. I know somewhere's coming, but I'm hoping coming soon. I've been on dialysis almost 4 years now, so it's been a while. They say 5 years is the mark to when kidney comes. But I would like a living donor because living donor kidneys last longer than someone like who died and they donate their organs. You can get their person's kidney. That kidney won't last long as someone who's living and they voluntarily donate their kidney to you. It lives longer and you live longer with that kidney. So I'm hoping I get a donor who's living to volunteer. My husband wants to donate, but we're dealing with that. So I kind of don't want him to donate because my husband, I don't want him. I'm scared of him going into surgery. I'm scared of him going to knife volunteer it freaks me out him in surgery. But he wants to donate because I'm his wife. He loves me. We want to have a future and kids and all that stuff. But we're working on it. So lupus is hard. It's not easy to deal with, but I'm here. I'm alive. I'm happy. I'm still designing, doing art no matter what. Because if I go through every day, it's a job on its own. But I'm alive and I'm happy. So thank you for watching. I hope you got to know me a little more on a personal side. These topics I really don't talk too much about because I feel like they're very personal to me, and sometimes I get emotional about them. Sometimes I think about them too much. I get a little upset. I get emotional, and I try to keep my personal life and my career life separate from YouTube and things I do. But I feel like maybe I need to integrate them together because I feel like it will make me more exposed, make me more real. Well, I am real, but I feel like I need to show who I am to be more relatable to people out there. I feel like a lot of people go through a lot of stuff I deal with as well. Maybe I can help somebody as well dealing with it and struggling with it because it's a lot to deal with, and especially lupus. It's a lot to deal with, and it's hard. Especially if you're young. Like I was 16 when I got into lupus, and I was like, I don't know what I was doing. Like I was on medication. I'm still on medication now. Doctor's appointments. I hate all that stuff. But and it's hard to do when you're young. So when I was that young, I feel like it helped me grow, be a stronger person, and helping other people deal with it as well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.